Everybody please find your seats.
Right, Alex? We got everybody. Yeah. You want to yell anymore? You want me to just yell? Yeah, I can yell. I gotta do everything. All right, we're gonna do a roll call. See who's here. See who's not. Just a moment. I'll do the holler. Nobody's here. Very well. Nobody can vote then. Right. Roll down the steps. Start with Stephen Aiken.
Okay. Ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Stephen Aiken. Here or not here? Stephen Aiken. Scott Allen. Adele Blackman. Gregory Bowen.
Here.
Charlotte.
Here.
James Burke.
Here.
Philippe Cordette. Here. Tony Queso.
Yeah.
Justin Christensen. Brian Cole. Here. William Copps.
Present.
Robert Costa.
Here.
Brian Kraft.
Present.
Richard Kramer.
Here.
Dana Cummings.
Here.
James Cummings. Carl Dickey. Christopher Dillard. Don Durillos.
Here.
Stephen Edmonds. Robert Enright.
Here.
Stephanie Falbin.
Here.
Robert Fernandez.
Yep.
Allison Foxall. Philip Garris. Shane George.
Here.
Susan George.
Here.
Ed Griglery. Suzanne Gilmore.
Here.
Amanda Gluck.
Yes.
Amanda Gluck. She's here? Okay. Amanda Gluck, okay. George Corleone.
Here.
Lawrence Gold. Jerry Grafoni.
Here.
Michael Hamlin. Christine Hanlon. Vincent Hanna. Sally Hayes. Gabe Higgins. Michael Higgs. Joffrey Hindmarsh. Chuck House. Lynn House. Augustus Invictus. Joseph Jacobs.
Here.
Gong Keat. Okay. James Jensen.
Here.
Pamela Jensen. Jared Jones.
Here.
Patrick Kerr.
President.
Vicki Kirkland. Joshua Knudsen.
Here.
David Levitt.
Here.
George Lebowitz.
Here.
James Leggett. Sylvia Leggett. Bert Lithium.
Here.
Robert Locke.
Here.
George McNaughton.
Here.
Marcos Morero.
Here.
Elsa Martinez. Charles McBreedy. Here. James Meadowcraft. Amy Meek. Donald Mezel. Menzel. Ken Minton. Marcos Morales. Rick Mullick.
Here.
Anna Morris. James Morris here. Joel Mountain.
Here.
Stephen Nick Kelly.
Here.
Carolina Osberg. Kevin O'Neill.
Here.
James Ray. James Ray. Thomas Wright. Nick Rizzo. Gregory Rowe. Ronald Rollins.
Here.
Omar Ricuro.
Here.
Richard Paulus.
Here.
Elaine Petrick. Bethany Powers. Sammy Salem.
Here.
Robert Savolia. Matthew Schnackenberg.
Here.
Karen Schoen. Ramonta Segarra. Romanita Segarra. Stacy Selleck. Anthony Sellers.
Here.
Sharon Smith. Alexander Snitker.
Here.
Patricia Snicker. Beverly Stephen. Martin Sullivan. Dina Savoda.
Here.
Martin Tanser.
Here.
Alicia Taylor. David Taylor. John Luck Teskey.
Here.
Jote Thompson. Kevin Thompson.
Here.
Crystal Turner. Christopher Bequez.
Here.
Joanne Vaccarino.
Vaccarino.
Here. Mike Vaccarino. Edward Wagner.
Here.
Larry Wall.
Here.
Gene Watson.
Here.
Tracy Wells. Joseph Went.
Here.
Ken Wiley. Bill Wolsifer.
Here.
Beatrix Wood.
Here.
Russ Wood.
Here.
Matthew Worley.
Here.
Matthew Wright.
Here.
Adrian Wiley.
Here.
That's a lot. Is there anybody we did not call that is now present? Oh, hold on just a moment, please. Okay.
After I filled it out twice.
Shut up, Denise. Always gotta get that jab in there.
I know.
We haven't got it.
No.
We're around finish it.
I'm not Madam Chair, but only have it.
I was waiting for the,
I could be if I want. Who else? Jim Lance. Justin Christensen, anybody else, sir, you see?
Oh, Scott.
Scott Allen, non-attendant.
Scott Allen, sir.
Good.
Anybody else? Who are the 2, 3? Who's walking in?
That's Menzel, Steve Edmonds, and Augustus.
Augustus, Steve who? Steve who?
Steve Edmonds, Seminole County.
and one more, this one.
There was Augustus, Steve Evans. Who came in with Augustus and Steve Evans?
Donald Menzel.
Thank you.
Bob Saviola.
Okay, lock those damn doors. Be here on time. Okay, anybody else? Who is it?
No, we already got it.
Madam Chair, there are 86 delegates present. May I make a short announcement?
Sure.
On everybody's table, you will find a form that looks amazingly like this. If you're going to make any motions from the floor, please fill it out. Put your name, write the motion. If I can't read the motion, I'll just wad it up, throw it over there, and pretend it didn't happen. I'm a dictator like that.
Someone else just came in.
What was the first part of that again?
Ask somebody who was paying attention. Robert Fernandez came in. We already have it marked off.
Somebody else.
He's got something. Vicky.
No, I'm about to right now. All right. Everybody in this room has checked in, correct?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. We will then reconvene and I will declare there is a quorum present. I'm going to ask everybody right now if anyone objects. I know we left off with the Rules Committee's report. I would like to do the second call for nominations and then continue back with the Rules Committee report after that. Is there an objection to that from anybody? No? Okay. We will do that then. After the second call for nominations, we will go back to the Rules Committee report and then do third call after that. All right. So we will start with item number 2, the Selection Committee, a second call for nominations from the floor for EC positions. Is there any nominations from the floor for chair? Vice chair? At large 1. At large 3. Okay. We're now going to do the introduction of candidates for the EC positions. We'll start with chair, and we have Joe Went and Adrian Wiley. Joe Went, would you like to come up and speak?
I thought you were going to do rules.
It says right here, introduction.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
The what?
Stand up and say
I don't think, some people can hear you. Did you want to come up and say anything? No, okay. Adrian Wiley?
Yeah, I'll say something. And then from here, we'll get rules. Okay, do all four. I just want to take this quick opportunity. This is the first time since the campaign ended that so many of the supporters of my campaign, Bill's campaign, so many other campaigns were all in the same room together. And I wanted to personally take this opportunity to thank everyone. There's so many people in this room that put in so much effort and donated money and just made it possible. It's what made it possible for us to take what I believe is potentially another big step towards actually winning and getting candidates elected who will implement our platform, which is our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal, and we have to stay focused on this, is we want to be free. And the objective of the party needs to be electing candidates who will implement that platform in government. It's as simple as that. Everything else is either a means to accomplish that goal or a byproduct thereof. And many of the people in this room understand that and put in just a great deal of effort towards that in the last election cycle for all of our candidates. And I want to thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much.
All right, next we have vice chair, and I don't think that Lynn, is she in the room right now?
She didn't make it back in.
All right, so Jared Grafoni, would you like to come up and speak?
He's not running.
Oh, you were nominated, though.
I don't remember. I don't recall being nominated.
Jared Jones.
For vice chair?
Jared Jones.
Jared
Not for vice chair?
I have the list.
I thought that someone nominated Jared Grafoni for vice chair.
No, as far as I know.
Okay, Lynn House. Okay, no, you nominated Lynn House. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Who? Oh, Lynn. Do what? Lynn House, you have the floor. Lynn, would you like to come do your introduction for vice chair? Yeah. Charlotte, we need to add Lynn and Chuck.
Dale Black, having it, I do know that he wants to be in opposition, and I would at least want to hear what he said. He doesn't want to.
I'd love to see you.
Oh, thank you for waiting. I decided to study the nap from a different perspective with my eyes closed. My name is Lynn House. I'm afraid to touch the thing.
Just turn it.
Don't touch. Okay. My name is Lynn House, and I'm seeking the office of vice chair. I've been a libertarian activist since 1980, so I have a long string of credits. Most recently, I'm in my third term as National Platform Committee. I have to breathe. I just took those stairs. I serve as Region 9 rep, chair of the membership committee, and on the communication committee as an administrator and content creator of the solutions page and on the CRM team. I'm proud that as regional rep, Osceola County was affiliated, and now all of Region 9 is affiliated. The vice chair's job is to be the ex officio member of the committees. So I intend to work with the committees to help them achieve their goals by improving communications among them, the EC, and the members. For too long, the work they do has been unnoticed and unappreciated. I hope to correct that. I have a method for herding cats. I stop herding cats. With cats, if you put down a bowl of food, they will find their way to it. With libertarians, if they know it needs to be done and why, the proper person will volunteer. If you try to herd cats or coerce people into volunteering, they both will run away. It's my aim to practice the 4 agreements with each other. We need to find a way to work together, and this will help. 1, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean. Avoid the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of advancing liberty. Do what you say you will do. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. Only their own dream. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communication with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding. With just this 1 agreement, you can completely transform the party. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. Under any circumstances, simply do your best. I try to live up to this, and if I falter, feel free to remind me. I will thank you for it. Being retired, I have the time and the energy to offer the LPF the attention to the members deserve. And I think my talent for organization will be useful to whomever we elect as chair. The LPF needs people to focus on this organization. I will be that person. I hope you'll vote for me and find me worthy of your vote, or at least better than Noda. Thank you.
We will now move on to at-large 1. Tom Wright, would you like to come address the delegate? I don't think we can do like proxy speaking like that. But Jared Jones, would you like to come?
I'm here and I'm in person. My name is Jared Jones. I am with the Collier County affiliate. I requested 45 minutes to talk, but they said I only had 2 minutes. A little bit about me. I've been if anybody's been on a solutions page here lately, you've seen my post. For the past 5 years, I've been a philosophical libertarian. I actually became a registered libertarian in 2013. And I love liberty, and once I became aware of what's happening in this world, I couldn't help it but to get involved. I'm constantly involved in something. I do a lot of activism in Collier County, and I also go into Lee County as well. I work with a lot of groups up there as well. Attending school board meetings, going to city council meetings, just being involved at every level. So it's something in here when you're able to stop something from happening, like say the government, our local government for an example. I remember one of the most joyous times in my tenure here in Collier is we saved Collier County taxpayers $4 million. And it just keeps going and going and going. It's just that the feeling gets deeper and deeper. And I love freedom, and the affiliates need to get created. I hear everybody talking about affiliates, affiliate this, affiliate that. Let's do it. What are you waiting for? What am I waiting for? I'm here now. I want to do everything I can to help the process go. I have a very flexible schedule. I have positioned my schedule in my life around activism. There are a lot of things I can't do, a lot of family functions I miss, a lot of professional functions I miss to do activism. So my heart's in it, and Ben Swan's wrong. I like everybody in this room. Thank you very much.
At-large 3, Michael Hamlin, would you like to come and address the delegates?
I just wanted to say that I talked to my opponent and I have to assess my local situations. I decided I could better serve the party by running for Region 6 rep instead.
Okay.
Is that a withdrawal of nomination?
Yes.
All right, Omar, would you like to come address the delegation?
Thinking at the right height here. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Omar Pearl. Last year, I ran for state representative for District 100. I live in Broward County, in Hollywood, Florida, Broward County. I was surprised that I was going to do this. I wasn't necessarily planning on doing this, but well, to give you a little of a backdrop, last year I received over 1,000 votes during my after the campaign, and I really could have received more. I could have received more if with a little bit more help. And I'm thankful for everybody that helped me out in any way that they could. Right now, I'm here to, mostly what I want to focus on is getting more libertarians elected in the state of Florida and getting them on the ballot. That's the most important thing. We only had, what, less than 10 candidates last year, right? Well, statewide, and that has to change. I want to see libertarian on every ballot, from school janitor to governor of the state of Florida. Okay, so that's something that I really want to focus on, and I feel that serving on the EC would be a natural progress towards that, because it's something I've been working towards. I want to bring the experience that I have with me, that I learned from running, to the EC and to everybody and anywhere I can go. So I would like to be more active in the party, in any way I can, helping the party put our candidates out there. It doesn't matter if, I understand that we have these rules about state candidates versus local candidates, but we have Martin here, and we had the other young lady, I think her name was Crystal, right? Yeah. Why are we not? Why are we not? Putting that out there more? We need to celebrate the successes of our libertarian candidates, whether they're local, state, whatever it is. So me personally, I've been focusing locally. I serve on a committee for the city of Hollywood, and I'm trying to get on more committees, and that's a meeting that's coming up this month in my city. And my county, in Broward County, has a lot of committees that have vacancies in them. So I want to be a huge pain in the ass where I live, because and lastly, I just want to say I want to work with everybody. I like everybody. A lot of people have gotten to know me over the past year or 2 years, and I don't have any favoritism. I first met John Wayne Smith, and he inspired me a little bit more, and I don't mean to insult anybody, but he inspired me a little bit more than my own local affiliate to run for office. There are some people who are here, Alex, you're a good example. Some people here don't like you, some people here do like you. I like you. I don't care. You're somebody that gets me going, And I told him,
sticker, hell yeah!
Yeah. I want to work with everybody, because the only way we're going to go forward and make progress is together. Thank you.
And if Tom, we will be doing a third call for nominations, and if Tom does make it back, he will get a chance to speak again. I think you said he wasn't feeling well, but.
He was not feeling well to the point that he could not come to convention.
Oh, okay. All right, we will now go back to the Rules Committee report. Adrian, I will yield back the floor to you. And so if you guys can pull out your rules packet, we will be starting on page 2, bylaws.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And let me just clarify, there was a constitutional change too on the docket. However, that was contingent upon passage of the first constitutional amendment. Without passage of that amendment, it is now irrelevant. And it was the decision of the Rules Committee that it should be, that motion should be withdrawn. So we're withdrawing that motion. We'll move on to page 2, bylaws. All right, the first motion is motion 1, and it's a move to amend Article 4, meetings and conventions, objects of action. excuse me. Section 5, the proposed amendment is annual conventions to state the following. The executive committee shall appoint members to the convention committee at least 180 days before the date of the annual convention. The executive committee shall also notify the state party members at least 90 days before the annual business meeting. The executive committee shall assume all responsibility for the annual business meeting, including, but not limited to, the annual business of the Libertarian Party of Florida, hosting events, the rental of accommodations to hold the annual business meeting, and all other events surrounding said meeting. The Libertarian Party of Florida will split in a 50-50 manner all net profits coming from the annual business meeting with all county affiliates of the state party in good standing at the time of the conclusion of the convention. This is a change to, and that's the motion. The current wording, essentially, we're deleting if within 90 days prior to the annual business meeting, the host affiliate or responsible, the host affiliate is unable to or unwilling to fulfill the assigned duties. The executive committee shall assume all responsibility for the annual business meeting. If the executive committee exercises its authority to take control of the annual business meeting under this section, then the executive committee shall notify the county affiliates of any such change within 10 days. That's being stricken. Essentially, what this does is it removes the responsibility from the affiliates from holding and coming out of pocket for all the upfront expenses and having to go through all the organization of holding this convention. And as you can see, there's a lot of moving parts to it. Essentially what the Rules Committee realized is, in all reality, we only have a handful of affiliates that can pull this off. Frankly, there's maybe 10 affiliates in the state that A, have the necessary venues within their county, i.e. a convention hall, a hotel that would properly accommodate. B, have the funding to front the costs associated with it and leave that out there until they can recoup those monies upon conclusion of the convention. And C, have the personnel necessary for organizing it and doing all the work involved prior to the convention. So essentially the concept was here is the state party has the people, the state party has the money, and it's only going to be held in one of probably a dozen counties every year anyway, because those are where the venues are. There's 67 counties in the state of Florida, and I figure about a dozen of them have the facilities that, you know, we would require for this. You know, Liberty County, I'd love to hold a convention in Liberty County, but they've got one diner. And I don't even think they have a full-blown hotel. They do have a little B&B, you know. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. So this is the motion on the floor, and I was actually out of order again because I didn't make the motion next for a second. So at this time, I move. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Adele seconds. Now the floor is open for discussion.
Who did the second?
Adele Blackman.
Thank you.
Yes, Sally. It will be distributed evenly amongst all the active affiliates, correct?
What contributions and losses do the affiliates incur from this part of the 50%?
Well, the affiliates are not responsible for any of the upfront costs. The LPF shoulders all upfront costs. That if there is a profit at the end of convention, which there generally is, that profit would be split equally between the LPF and then divided amongst all the active affiliates at the time. So let's say there's a profit of $20,000 after the convention. $10,000 goes to the state party, and $10,000 would be divided amongst all the affiliates that are active at that time.
And the reasoning for that was?
Just the logistics. And Alex, you want to speak to that?
I'll speak to that. I'll speak to that. To answer your specific question, the reason that we did it that way is that county affiliates that were hosting the meetings were utilizing the annual convention as a way for them to be able to raise money. as the state party, I do think that we want to make sure that the state party is getting money, because this is a way that we raise money as well, and ultimately the responsibility of hosting these conventions do lie on the state party. However, the county affiliates are the ones that are bringing the members here, who are bringing the money here that we're going to collect, that we're going to use in order to fund it. We might as well share that money with all the active affiliates that are here, considering that only a very limited number of affiliates would have been able to host the meeting anyway. So it was done purposely to make sure that all of the other affiliates could actually recoup some of that cost, and it would motivate them to make sure that they're bringing people to the convention as well, because the more money we get, the more money they get.
Alex, I have a follow-up to that.
Steve, you're recognized.
Does that mean that the affiliates that are at the convention is what you're defining as active?
No. Affiliates that are in good standing, that's a big difference. Affiliates that are in good standing, if you are an affiliate that is recognized by the Libertarian Party of Florida as an affiliate in good standing, can you give a better definition, Charles, than that?
Yes, if your paperwork is in on time, yeah, and you've been formally voted in by the EC, which would happen usually that next month meeting, you're in good standing until the next year comes around, you have to do it again. Did that answer the question?
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Comments?
I was not, well, I did, I wanted to speak, because I just want to address her point first. I brought this motion forward. I was the person that brought this thing forward. The Rules Committee voted on it and all that stuff, but
Well, now you've just killed it.
No.
He's doing good till then.
You're right.
I want to tell you why, though. I want to tell you why I brought it forward, just so you understand. We're going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. These things are getting to the point that they are difficult to do with just one affiliate. And we have talented people all across the state that can help with conventions. But if you only have the affiliates doing it, then it's almost like the affiliate has to be the one that generates all the people that go along with it. Now, the EC still votes on locations. That's the way that it is right now. So we'll still do that, and we need to move it around like we need to, like we always should continue to do. But we want to make sure that we have the kind of convention moving forward in years after this, in ways that when you guys come to this thing, that it's even bigger and it's even better. Look, Pasco, we won the convention, right? But we won the convention, and this was the only facility in Pasco we could even do this in. Next year, we couldn't even do the convention, because there'll be a lot more people at next year's convention than there were at this year's convention. And ultimately, some people have called this thing like a top-down thing, and let me address that. Ultimately, it is the state party's responsibility to host this convention. It falls on the state party to do it. So I think if it falls on the state party to do it, then we ought to have the state party do it. I think we're shirking our responsibility by having the county affiliates do it, and by pressuring and leaning on them to get it done. So that's why I support this motion wholeheartedly, and ask for your vote on it.
Floor is open. Jared?
Jared with Tony Collier. I like the reasoning behind the motion. I think it's probably a good idea, considering how many counties could actually pull it off with the facilities, not necessarily with the counties themselves. But one of my concerns is related to the relationship between the county hosting the convention and the state party. The logistics of coordinating a convention, dealing with vendors, viewing the facility, anything else that needs to be done on the ground. Collier hosted the affiliate the convention 2 years ago. So we know a lot of, how difficult it actually is. You need to be on the ground and people on the ground. So I would imagine that the state party, if the convention is going to be held in a affiliate or a county where there isn't an active member on the EC, perhaps in that specific county, maybe there isn't even a region rep, that someone on the ground is going to have to be deputized to represent the party. And I think if there's additional work done on the ground by the local affiliate, that they should be compensated more than other affiliates in that 50-50 split. A minor increase, perhaps 1%, 5%, I don't know, for the local affiliate if they're handling the groundwork and dealing with vendors, meeting with people, and all of that. So I think so I'd like to actually move to amend to include stipend for the local affiliate.
We have a motion to amend. Do I hear a second? And can we, Jared, can we get that motion in writing specifically?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's table the motion to amend temporarily until we have it in writing, or postpone, I should say. And let's continue discussion on the main motion. Once we have it on writing, then we will bring up that amendment and,
Technically, you can't do that. I think we have to wait. As much as that annoys you.
I think, well, I can entertain a motion to postpone the amendment, can I not?
I mean, I can.
All right, hurry up.
I mean, I can withdraw the amendment, and I hope no one will call the question in the meantime, but I can withdraw the amendment for the time being.
No, just write it up, yeah.
That's a good question. I'm not going to answer.
No, then everyone will leave and it'll be, Lynn will have to herd her cats and put out a bowl of food. I'm sorry.
Maybe you could table this and go to the next one and then come back to this one.
Technically true.
Or postpone.
That is true, yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and postpone
So
this
is there a
one.
motion to postpone?
Motion
To postpone.
table this amendment, discussion of this amendment, waiting on.
Postpone, not table in this case.
Motion postponed.
Motion to postpone. Second. All in favor of postponing the motion? Opposed?
Nay.
Ayes have it. The motion will be postponed. We will move on. We will take that up after we go through the rest of the Rules Committee reports. We will now move on to bylaw motion number 2. Adrian.
Okay. Motion number 2 is also motion to amend Article 4, Meetings and Convention, Objects of Action. Section 1A, the Executive Committee shall set the dates of the convention and annual business meeting of the Libertarian Party of Florida with proper notice. Stricken is the clause, while coordinating with the host county affiliate. Stricken is the dates shall be within 6 months prior to the due date. Hang on. 6 months prior to the due date of Libertarian National Convention delegate list submission. So obviously, if the first motion passes, we can't do this out of order.
Motion postponed and move on to the next one.
Should have voted nay.
We have to wait now to come back to.
Yeah. Actually, no, this could be stricken whether or not the initial motion passes. So the Rules Committee moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Who was that? Who's that?
Matt Worley seconds.
Okay, thank you.
It's open for
And floor, yeah, floor is open.
I think, Vicky, why don't you speak to why we did this one? Because this is the one you put.
Yes. This is the motion that you wanted to, did you want to speak as to why?
The date of the convention.
Remember, we struck the
Yeah.
6 month, we're striking the 6 month thing. This is the thing you brought forward.
Did you want
Yeah.
to speak on
You want
it?
to speak on it?
Go ahead, the floor is yours.
The floor is yours. I don't think she got it.
Okay, I'll speak. All right, the reason that we're doing this one is, there's no stipulation that we have to actually coordinate 6 months prior with national, and we shouldn't have to. This is going to come into play big time for next year, because next year, the national convention is in Florida in May. If we had to do 6 months, we're literally having the next convention in like December. Like you can't, it would be in the same year. We don't need it, so we can just strike it out. It doesn't do any harm at all. There's nothing bad that will happen because of this. So there's no ramifications there.
Yeah, I have no idea why that was ever in the bylaws to begin with. It
Yeah, I
makes
don't
no
understand
sense.
that one either.
Yeah.
So Charlotte, you want to
Well,
speak?
I was just putting information, that requirement is a legacy thing that is so far lost that nobody even knows why it's there.
Oh, it was legacy from caucuses,
Yeah, from before,
from the old nomination process.
I
Yeah.
think Noah got off the ark and they put that on there.
Well, and just to finish up, Vicky was the one that actually asked for it. It wasn't me, so if that helps you out at all on that.
Well, in that case.
JJ, you're recognized.
The one thing I find is that it becomes,
how would I say it? It's hard to understand, because the way I see this is that the sentence going to end with a period with proper notice, period. And when you read it as the end of a sentence, it just doesn't seem to make any sense.
Let me read it as the motion would amend the bylaws verbatim. The executive committee shall set the dates. I either need reading glasses or longer arms. The executive committee shall set the date, parentheses, dates, of the convention and annual business meeting of the Libertarian Party of Florida with proper notice. It sounds okay to me.
Of course, we don't really know what notice means.
Yeah. Well, we've set precedent for notice earlier today, so. The one thing that I can say is that the annual convention is always well noticed. I mean, in fact, we well noticed it so much during this particular convention that it bordered spam. So I'm sure you guys got 100 emails and saw it everywhere on social media. So yeah, I think that proper notice is pretty much a well-assumed thing. So, other comments? Yeah, Charles?
To the point of notice, typically when the EC sets that date, things begin to percolate out immediately. I can't think we've ever sat on that information because usually when we were awarding it to affiliates, they needed to know pretty much right now to get started. So I can't imagine that tradition, that pain will go away.
That's what I'm saying, is that before you wouldn't notice was sent to the county affiliate, posting convention. Now it's just notice period. And that's what my question is, notice to whom?
To whom? Notice to whom is what you
Yeah,
want to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't specified notice.
Question.
Maybe all county affiliates.
All right, order, please. Please rise to be recognized or raise your hand to be recognized. Sally?
I'm following up on proper notice here. If we look at the Constitution on page 6 that we got, it does mention proper notice, but the problem there is proper is not defined, again, words. And it says among, proper notice among. So proper notice to, proper distribution to affiliates, executive committee, and the members in good standing. But that's in the Constitution. We're talking about the bylaws. And I think this gentleman's point, we should have a little definition over here too.
Would you like to propose an amendment? Okay, all right. Let me ask that you do this. Let's continue discussion. Go ahead and draft the amendment. And at the time that you have the amendment ready in writing, make the motion to amend at that time. So we'll continue with discussion. Please rise to be recognized. Oh, now there's no discussion. Steve.
Well, we gotta wait for the notice. Or we did anyway.
Well, we don't necessarily have, hang on a second. There's a motion to call the question. Do I hear a second? That has to be heard. Ken, are you seconding, Ken? Okay. Motion to call the question is on the floor. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Discussion is still open. Nays have it. Okay, Scott?
Scott McDonald's got a motion.
All right, to the point of what Scott McMahon, Duval County, to the point of what JD was saying, and it's quickly worded, but after that period where it says, with proper notice, add the words, to the affiliates and membership by posting on the web, Facebook, email, or other appropriate means. And other appropriate means.
Can I make a friendly suggestion on that? Let's not specify any specific online service. For all we know, in 2 years, Facebook could be the next MySpace. Yeah. How about, and again, this is just friendly, how about just saying on internet and, email, social media perhaps, to replace all that?
Now, like I said, this was quickly worded, so.
Yeah.
Internet, social media, email. Right, which is where internet comes from.
How about, instead of that, how about a time frame, like within 30 days?
Well, we have 30 days we can do within 30 days, but I think,
Can I make a suggestion?
yes.
Scott, would you work with Sally and perhaps come to a consensus on an amendment? And we'll go ahead and continue with discussion, because no motion has actually been made yet for an amendment, but we'll come back to that. George?
Nobody seconded, right?
Right.
I think we just beautifully identified the difficulty of being overly specific.
Yes.
If we are overly specific, we are opening ourselves up to continuously having to change and update and upgrade and make this thing more and more current. I think by deliberately leaving it vague, we are much better served. And yes, it kind of loosely interprets what is proper notification, but if you're a libertarian, then you know at heart that we have good intentions and that we will get the word out as best we can without being overly specific. I don't have any problem whatsoever with the way it's worded right now.
I think the point of the amendment that they're proposing is to specify to whom the notice will be given, not how. Although that might be important as well, but I just think because it just says that notice will be given to members of the party.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of that. I just wanted to.
We're way back there, sir. We're way back there.
Oh, yes.
Question for you now. Not so worried about that part, more worried about the logistical sector of it. Say we have multiple affiliates in different, say, West Palm Beach, Broward, East County, and Grove.
He's talking about the other amendment.
We set up the venue for the actual convention, and one of those affiliates that, of course, we're all active, we're not denying that. How would the affiliates be involved with saying that one person, one place?
I don't mean to interrupt, but quick question. Are you talking about the amendment that changes how the state party handles the convention?
Yes.
Okay, we're actually off that. We're coming back to that. So hold that thought, and we'll do that on the discussion. Right now, we're on the one that strikes the 6 month prior prior to the national convention, which is a different motion altogether. We had to postpone that for a minute, but we're coming back to it. Yes, Adele. Just strike the notice provision? Well, that definitely goes to simplifying. Ken, if you'd like to move that we amend it that way, please write up a quick motion. And just
speak it.
that one we can speak. So he's proposing that the sentence end at Libertarian Party of Florida and with proper notice be stricken. So do I have a second for that amendment? Okay, who seconded it?
Charles McCready.
Okay, McCready seconded?
Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
I need a ruling because they just handed me a motion as well.
I had recognized the other motion prior to that being moved, so we can actually still address both amendments.
Just hang on to that.
Yeah.
Adrian, you told me to.
Well, hang on a second. Ken did kind of jump you, but we do have a motion on the floor. I will recognize you in just a moment.
And it's been seconded?
Yeah, we have a motion, has been seconded. Open for discussion on the amendment to the main motion, which would just strike the last 3 words of the sentence, strike with proper notice. The sentence would then be, the executive committee shall set the dates of the convention and annual business meeting of the Libertarian Party of Florida, period. Yes, Charles.
I like this idea because that puts the responsibility right on the EC where it belongs.
Here, here.
If you don't notify other people and they don't show up, oh, black eye for you, buddy.
Right, right. Yeah, and if your EC is not doing the job, yeah, that's just, you should vote them all out
And the 4
anyway.
people that show up elect a whole new EC. Yeah.
JJ, the floor is open for discussion on the amendment. We are speaking now on the amendment to strike with proper notice from the sentence. JJ. Call the question? Second? Okay, all in favor of calling the question, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. We will now call the question on the amendment to strike with proper notice. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Nay. Okay, stricken. JJ, since you called that question, do you want to withdraw the potential amendment? Sally, you'll withdraw that motion to amend? Okay, we are back to the main motion at this point, and we are now open for discussion on the main motion as amended. Adele, you're recognized.
Okay, I thought right at the end of that, just put to the state affiliates, because they're the ones that have to be notified.
Well, I think based on the motion that just passed, we pretty much satisfied that criteria. So I think we're in good shape, yeah. We have a motion to call the question. Do I hear a second? Second. All in favor of calling the question? Aye. Opposed? Okay, question is now called. We are voting on the main motion to amend the bylaws, Article 4, Section 1, to read, the executive committee shall set the dates of the convention and annual business meeting of the Libertarian Party of Florida. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Nay. Motion passes. Yeah, now we're going. Oh, you want me to wait till the conclusion?
Yeah, I had announced that we would do that at the end of we'd come back to that motion, postpone it until the end of the.
Okay. Do you have your motion? Go ahead and submit it, and we'll postpone it till the very end of the business meeting. Yeah, to the end of the rules report. Yeah, we're moving on to motion 3. Order, please. Order.
Please don't bang on the microphone to do it. Please.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to motion 3. And the Bylaws Committee moves to amend Section 6D to state, quote, the treasurer shall be responsible for signing checks in the normal course of business. There must be at least 3 authorized signatures on the checking account. The signers shall be the treasurer, chair, and other delegate elected director of the LPF EC. When a check is issued to a signer, other authorized signers must also sign and or co-sign the check. Do I hear a second to this amendment?
I don't understand the second part.
Okay, I haven't heard a second. Second. Okay, all right, I saw Scott McNaughton's hand. All right, motion is now open for discussion. Would anyone like to speak to this motion?
I'll speak to it.
Okay.
This motion, we brought up to the Rules Committee because the old motion said that there had to be 2 signatures on any check over $500, but in the course of business, I mean, with all of us living in different places and having the treasurer having to send checks to places, it's really not, it's not timely to have 2 people sign a check to issue to pay somebody, so that was stricken out. And then I think you said we did the signers to shall be the treasurer, chair, and another delegate elected director, which means it would be an at-large director, because they're actually the people with the state of Florida who are seen as being responsible for the party. Instead of saying this, I think before it said the chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. And we actually weren't doing that. The only people that were on the account right now was the chair and the treasurer. And having all 4 people try to be on the account, more people that have access to the money just doesn't seem like a good idea. I think 3 is good because you don't want just 2 people and they can sign checks to each other. You want to have at least that 3rd person to keep a check and balances. So it just kind of cleans up the language. It's like what we keep talking about with trying to clean it up a little bit and have it reflect what we're actually doing in practice. So that was the idea of this motion. But it's still open for discussion. Yes.
Yes, Keith Locke, Pinellas County. You mentioned there must be at least 3, meaning that there could be more than 3 or 4. So this appears to be hastily drafted, and I think that you should should put after director, where it says delegate elected director, maybe you need a parentheses S, close parentheses. Also, delegate elected is a word that should be hyphenated. So I move to amend this to hyphenate delegate elected properly, and to add a parentheses S, close parentheses after director.
Wait, why the parentheses around director?
Where's the second?
Because there could be 4. You say at least 3, not exactly 3, which means there could be 4, which means you need to make a provision for a 4th person.
I see what you're saying.
I'm like, yes.
That sounds like pretty much a secretarial editorial change.
Right.
Affect the language of the motion. Do we really need to make a motion?
No, we could do a friendly
No, we
amendment
could,
on that.
well, we could, actually, the bylaws specify that we can fix anything that's explicitly grammatical, punctuation, spelling, things like that. So if it's just, right now, the hyphenated word to be an adjective is potentially interpreted as a verb. Yeah, that is all within the purview of the Rules Committee and the EC to make those type of grammatical corrections. So.
Dawn Dwells Thompson, Lee County. I am uncomfortable with there not being a amount on there when you require the signatures. You've taken off 500, that might be low, but I think you should at least, I hate to use Republicans verb, but trust but verify. The $1,000 maybe limit, or raise that a little bit, maybe 500 is too low, but I think just for the sake of keeping it all on the up and up, the business practice would require that 10,000 is very common that I see, as an attorney in transaction work. I think $1,000, I don't know, because if this, when everything does grow and you've got $1 million in that account, you don't want people writing $50,000 checks without a second signature. So that would just be my.
So you want to make an amendment for that?
If I could amend that, that you include checks in excess of, I would raise 500, that seems kind of low. Perhaps maybe to 1,000 or 2,500, I don't know if anyone has a different point of view on that.
So we could say the treasurer shall be responsible for signing all checks in the normal course of business, $1,000 or less.
Or 2 signatures required in excess of, I don't know how you'd like to word it. In excess of 1,000 requires 2 signatures, unless you prefer less.
Well, it would be easier just than changing the entire sentence, but either.
Course of business, after course of business, we could write,
May I suggest,
Yes.
the language as it is now, which is being struck, that the party checking account must establish and require 2 signatures per check on all checks in excess of 500. Just say, don't strike that, but change the amount.
yes.
And what do you motion that amount to be?
I would say $1,000.
And is there a second to her motion?
Or 2,500.
Is it 1,000 or 2,500?
2,500.
2,500, is there a second to that? Sorry, Mr.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend.
So the motion to amend is on the floor, and there's a second, so it's open for discussion.
I have a discussion.
Yes.
Request information from our treasurer. Sir, the nature of your checks that you write, the number and amounts for the months, average.
Ooh, most checks are written for less than $500. Very rarely do we write a check for more than $1,500.
How many checks an average?
I probably average 10 checks a quarter.
This is looking,
Yes.
Dawn Dwelskin, Lee. This is future looking forward, I think. Right now, but as we grow, hopefully, we will be dealing with numbers. This is future looking forward. Going forward, hopefully, we're dealing with quite a few 6-figure amounts. So for now, this might be sufficient, keeping it at, what you have been doing, but as we go forward, hopefully, it'll take care of it when you're doing checks in excess of 10,000. Or 2,500 in this case.
Okay, so let's switch it up there. Okay, it's still open for discussion on the amendment, yes.
Yeah, I think we should frankly just trust our treasurers to do their jobs and let them sign the checks. I think we should still strike that part of the bylaws.
Charlotte, you're recognizing.
I jumped in front of you. I have to speak against that. That is a protection for the treasurer as well as the party.
Yes, back there.
Mark, my name is Gilbert County. I'm also a licensed CPA. I've been for 35 years. I consult with companies on internal control, segregation of duties, including check signers. I also serve on boards, including as treasurer, and I'm treasurer for Avery. So I know a few things about this area. First of all, you want multiple signers in case someone's not available. Okay. You need a check for something, and you need it, well, usually now or within the next week or so. So typically, you want more than one person as a signer. Do you need 3? Do you need 4? Well, good question. I don't know. But just decide how many people you want and have them all on the signature card. That way, somebody can be located to sign a check. Now, some organizations require 2 signatures on all checks. Some require 2 signatures on anything over a certain amount. $500, $2,500, whatever the amount may be. Now, another thing I want to add is, does the treasurer have to sign, or can, say, the chairman and the vice chairman sign?
Yes.
Must the treasurer always sign every check? Okay, that's not necessarily clear here.
Right.
So I think what we really need, if we're going to amend this, is here's how many signers we need. Here's the rule on over this amount, 2 signatures, any 2 signatures specifically. And let's see, also these days, a lot of businesses transact electronically. Like Adrian's, most of his activity was electronic, both contributions and expenditures. So that makes control a little more difficult, because somebody has to get online, click, and the funds are transferred, pay a bill. We all use electronic bill pay. So that's another aspect that I don't know that, antiquated bylaws ever anticipated the electronic
Yeah.
dollars. So that's another question. How do you control either transfers or large electronic? And you can pay almost anything.
Historically.
I just want to throw that out there for consideration.
Yeah, and it's a very good point. Historically, we always said that the check expenditure limit and the people authorized to sign checks were also the same rules that applied to any electronic transaction, because essentially it's the same thing. Whether it be someone signing a check for up to $500 or someone doing a bank transaction via electronic means for up to $500, as the limit was prior, then it's really the same thing. There's no difference there. So when you see the word check, at least in practice, how we have applied that is also electronic checks, electronic transfer, debit card transaction. Same rules applied. Who was authorized and what the expenditure limits were.
Call the question.
We have a motion to call the question.
Second. All in favor of calling the question, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it. The question is, do we have the,
We don't have the amendment yet.
let me read it the way.
Did you move and second the amendment?
Yeah, we have.
It was moved in second.
Yeah, and
Okay,
this
so
is
we're
what
on
I have. Let me
amendment.
just make sure it's correct. It would say, the party checking account must be established to require 2 signatures per check on all checks in excess of $2,500. There must be at least 3 authorized signatures on the checking account. The signer shall be the treasurer, chair, and other delegate elected director of the LPFEC.
One more.
Yes.
Didn't we just call for that one motion?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing, is the motion to amend.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just voting on the motion right now?
Yeah, the
Oh,
motion
okay.
to amend.
Motion to amend. Okay, so that would make the first sentence say, the party checking account must be established to require 2 signatures per check on all checks in excess of $2,500. It would strike the first sentence in the proposed motion that says the treasurer shall be responsible for signing checks.
No, it doesn't strike that.
It unstrikes that and changes
just-
the value to 2,500.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
This all stays. It just includes that sentence with $2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that sentence would be the first sentence of the, okay, so that's the amendment that we're voting on. So all in favor of adding that sentence as the first sentence of the proposed motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it, the amendment passes. So now we're back on the main motion. It's open for discussion.
Call the question.
Okay, well, stand by, because I'm a little confused.
You can't stand by and I call the question, can you?
Well, hang on, this is point of order, because this is relevant, because the chair of the representative of the Rules Committee is unclear as to what the actual amendment is at this point. So I just want to verify that
Let me read it and see.
Yeah, read it as you think. I think, I don't think this line is stricken. I think that is returned.
Right,
So it's just added, and then it begins here,
Right.
and that's the entire
So
motion.
the motion would read, the party checking account must be established to require 2 signatures per check on all checks in excess of $2,500. The treasurer shall be responsible for signing checks in the normal course of business. There must be at least 3 authorized signatures on the checking account. The signer shall be the treasurer, chair, and other delegate elected director of the LPFEC. When a check is issued to a signer, other authorized signers must sign and/or co-sign this check. That's the motion.
Now the question is, we call a
Is there a
second?
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it, and the motion
No,
carries.
now you
Now you
now you vote on the motion.
Yeah, now the motion.
Did we not just?
No, that was a call to question.
Oh, my goodness, okay. Now we will call the question on the motion. All in favor of moving to amend bylaw section 6D, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, and the motion carries.
All right, point of order.
Yes.
At this point in time, it is now 4:38. We have this facility until 5:30. The most important thing that we have to get done today is the elections, and I suggest that we get back to that.
So you motioned to pick up from the table? Oh, no, we didn't table it, we postponed.
Yeah, we can leave a postpone open until
There's still
tomorrow.
more time for the other things, though.
Suspend the rules.
We don't need to suspend the
Wait,
rules.
time, did we motioned to postpone until,
Yes.
until either the very end or after this one? Which one was it?
We moved to postpone to the ends of the Rules Committee report.
Right.
I got you.
So
I got you.
that's open-ended at this point.
I got you.
So a motion to suspend the rules to go out of order, to go back to the agenda.
To go back to order, actually, to go back to the order that we were supposed to be.
Right.
Because we're running out of time.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Order, please.
Okay, at this point, we will pick back up to item 3 on
You
the
want me to make
agenda.
the formal motion?
Okay,
Okay, so I'll motion that we return to the order of the previous motions as per the agenda.
is there a second?
Second.
We're
We,
gonna start over.
he's moved to return to the agenda. We had gone back to the Rules Committee, so we would be returning to the agenda, item 3 at 4 o'clock, where it says third call for nominations. And it was seconded? Yes.
There's 2 more things going on, because we gotta go back to the other one too. But it's most important that we get the elections done now.
And then we have another motion as well.
Well, there's a motion on the floor, they need to vote for it.
What motion's on? Yeah, the motion on the floor is to go back to the agenda. So all in favor? We're going back to the item. Opposed? All right, we will pick back up on item 3, the 4 o'clock, one that's supposed to be at 4 o'clock. Third call for nominations from the floor. And the description of the process required by law. Preference vote of office. Do we have the description?
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yes.
This is a little motion. I appeal the chair's ruling of not allowing the delegate present to speak as a surrogate for the person who wants to run for a position on this board, who is sick, who has made prior arrangements for someone to speak on his behalf, and those arrangements are being denied.
Okay, do I have a second? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
All right, the ayes have it. We will allow the proxy speaker for Tom Reich to speak on his behalf at this time.
Shouldn't this be once the at-large one election is occurring, when you're recognizing each candidate for 2 minutes?
No, we're just voting everybody at that point. We've already done the.
No, that's not what it says here on the agenda.
We've already done that.
We already did that part though.
It said, for some reason, it had introduction of candidates up
It
here,
does, it has both.
and then it has that I vote.
All right, well, if you're not gonna do this again. It's on the agenda.
Should we wait till, would you like to wait until we get to
You wanna wait
the?
until what we do is do that whole part over again?
No. Go ahead, it's fine.
Okay, so this is.
I'd rather not waste the time.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Point of order.
Are we setting a precedent here by doing this? That's my concern for future conferences.
Yeah, the delegates already voted for it though. We put it out there, they want him to speak, let him speak.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. My name is not Dr. Thomas Reich, my name is Augustus, but like I said earlier, Dr. Reich has a...
Microphone, please.
Sure. My name is not Dr. Reich. Dr. Reich is sick, like I said, with the stomach flu. My name is Augustus. Dr. Reich is running for at-large. One, he is vice chair of our Orange County party. As full disclosure, he is also my campaign manager, so I do have an interest in this myself, just so you know. But Dr. Reich has been in politics his whole life. He was chair of the Young People for Nixon when he was 16. He has been in politics ever since. He also has 40 years of marketing experience. Right now, he is partners in a company for marketing. They do a lot of social media stuff. And his main objective in running for this chair is so he can grow the party. Dr. Reich's main objective is to grow the party, and he thinks that he can use his 40 years in marketing to help do that. Thank you very much.
All right, so we will move on to the preference vote of chair and election to the EC. We already apparently let the nominees speak for 2 minutes, so we will now do a roll.
You can offer them time to speak.
Yeah, if you guys would like to speak again or say anything else. Joe Went, would you like to speak? Adrian? Okay. So Charlese will do roll call vote.
Oh, Madam Chairman, I need just a second. We're almost there.
He's almost there.
Okay. Do I have a herald? No? Okay, I'll do it myself. Okay, I'm going to call your name, and please let me know if you vote for Adrian or Joseph.
You need somebody to.
A herald.
All right, go ahead, Vicki.
Nova is always an option.
And Nota is an option, thank you. And just as a point of information, we actually have 89 delegates right now, one just left.
Point of order?
Yes.
Are we supposed to be reading the description of the office before voting?
No?
No?
Oh, okay, I thought you said we were required to do so.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yep.
Scott Allen.
He's not here.
Okay. Adele Blackman.
Adrian.
Gregory Bowen.
Adrian.
Charles.
I'm going to abstain.
Politician.
I have to work with whoever wins.
James Burke.
Adrian.
Felipe Cardette.
Adrian.
Tony Casso.
Adrian.
Justin Christensen.
Adrian.
Ryan Cole.
Adrian.
William Copps.
Adrian.
Robert Costa.
Adrian.
Brian Kraft.
Adrian.
Richard Kramer.
Adrian.
Dana Cummings. James Cummings. Christopher Dillard. Don Durillos.
Adrian.
Stephen Edmonds.
Abstain.
Robert Enright.
Adrian.
Stephen Fabian. Hang on.
Damn it.
Adrian.
And we did Robert Enright, and what was his?
Robert Enright.
Adrian.
Adrian. Stephanie Fabian.
Adrian.
Robert Fernandez.
Adrian.
Allison Foxell. Susan.
Shane.
Shane George.
Adrian.
Susan George.
Adrian.
Ed Gary.
Adrian.
Suzanne Gilmore.
Joe.
Okay. George Grafoni.
Adrian.
Jared.
I'm sorry, George Gagolon. Sorry about that. My eyes got crossed there. Jared Grafoni.
Wiley.
Okay. And
George.
That's the same thing.
And George Leone.
Adrian.
Okay, got it. Michael Hamlin. Vincent Hanna. Sally Hayes. Chuck House.
Adrian.
Lynn House.
Abstain.
Augustus Invictus.
Joe.
Joseph Jacobs.
Adrian.
James Jensen. Pamela Jensen.
Adrian.
Jerry Jones.
Adrian.
Patrick Kerr.
Adrian.
Vicki Kirkland. Joshua Knezek.
Mike Governor.
David Levitt. George Lebowitz.
Adrian Wiley?
Wait, did David Levitt
Did
vote?
David Levitt vote?
Yeah.
Wiley.
Okay.
Okay, George Lebowitz.
George Leibowitz.
Lebowitz.
Adrian.
Sorry about that. James Leggett.
Adrian.
Sylvia Leggett. Bert Linthicum. Robert Locke.
Adrian.
George McNaughton.
Adrian.
Marcos Monero.
Adrian.
Elsa Martinez.
Adrian.
Charles McBree.
Noda.
None of the above.
Amy Meek. Donald Menzel.
Adrian.
Ken Minton. Marcus Morales.
Swiley.
Rick Mullock.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Wiley.
Okay, please say Adrian. I don't want to have to interpret.
Rick Mullock.
Adrian.
Anna Morris.
Adrian.
James Morris, abstain. I gotta work with him, I know. Carolyn Osberg.
Adrian.
What about Stephen? Oh, is he not here?
Stephen Halen, is he here?
Adrian.
Kevin O'Neill.
Adrian.
James Ray.
Adrian.
Gregory Rowe.
He's for Adrian.
Ronald Rollins.
No proxy voting.
Ronald Rollins. Omar Recuro. Richard Palos.
Adrian.
Elaine Petrick. Bethany Powers. Sammy Salem.
Adrian.
Robert Savola.
Adrian.
Matthew Schnackenberg.
Adrian.
Brian Scott. Romanita Segara. Stacy Selleck.
Adrian.
Anthony Sellers.
Joe.
Sharon Smith.
Adrian.
Alexander Snitker.
Wiley.
Tricia Snitker. Beverly Stephen.
Adrian.
Martin Sullivan.
Adrian.
Deanna Savada.
Say it correctly.
Savada. Okay, sorry about that. Mark Tanzer. John Luke Teskey.
Adrian.
Jote Thompson.
Adrian.
Kevin Thompson.
Adrian.
Crystal Turner. Christopher Vaquez.
Adrian.
Joanne Vaccarino. Mike Vaccarino.
How come you can pronounce him right, not me?
Hey, I'm not going.
We're almost there.
Edward Wagner. Larry Wall. Dean Watson.
Adrian.
Joseph Went. Ken Wiley.
Adrian.
Bill Wolsifer.
Adrian.
Beatrix Wood.
Adrian.
Russ Wood.
Adrian.
Matthew Worley.
Adrian.
Adrian Wiley.
Noda.
You want the count? Madam Chair, 69 for Adrian, 8 for Joe, 2 notas and 4 abstains.
All right, congratulations, Adrian. You will.
Is there a way to make any sort of general comment on that?
I'll let you say something.
Brian Kraft from Polk County. I just want to state generally that I really would have appreciated some sort of statement from the opposition to Mr. Wiley. I voted for him, but I think it would be very important to have at least some sort of statement, some sort of public recognition of why you disagree with him, why you think you're better than him, whatever. I just want to publicly state that. I think that would be very valuable.
Here, here.
Adrian, I feel like you like lent me your car for 2 years and I just like ran it all over. I hope I don't return it to you in like a beat up position.
Madam Chair, could you indulge me for about 30 seconds?
Sure.
No.
I just want to thank everyone for your vote, for your confidence, but I also want you to know I really didn't want the job. My no to vote was half serious. I reached out to several people in this room, you know who you are, and asked them to run for chair. Unfortunately, the job got stuck with me. Having said that, I'm going to step up and live up to this duty. I'm going to give it everything I've got because I believe in the mission but I'm asking you folks to do the same thing. We gotta step it up a notch. We're on the verge. I'm gonna ask everyone to double their efforts, double their contributions. Let's put it in gear, let's build this party to 5%, and let's make 2016 the year we get some candidates elected.
Madam Chair, I have a point of order. Denise Smith was left out. She wants to cast her vote, but you've already certified the results. I'm not sure if we can go back and do that. That falls on me, but it doesn't matter, but she wants to be on record.
We'll be on record, but you can be on record. Don't make it.
Withdrawn.
Okay.
Can we have an amendment to add her vote to the total?
You make a motion? Yeah.
I make a motion.
I
to add her
second.
vote to the total.
I'll second.
All in favor of adding Denise Smith's vote to the vote? Opposed? The ayes have it. You can add her tally.
If she'd opposed that,
I'm going to move on. Does anybody have an objection for the vice chair vote? I will just ask all in favor, all that want to vote for Lynn House to rise, and then everyone that wants Noda to rise, instead of doing roll call. Is there objection to that?
no, not by me.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move this along.
Everybody who would like to vote for Lynn House for vice chair, please rise.
I'm abstaining.
Well, you are going down, girl.
All right, please be seated. And Noda, please rise.
I'll go note instead.
All right, and Lynn House, congratulations. You are the new vice chair of the EC. If you would like, I'll let you have a few minutes if you'd like to say something as well.
Just thank you very much. Let's move along.
All right, next we will move to the election of at-large Rep 1. Does anybody have an objection to doing the standing votes for this one as well, or should? Okay, we will do standing instead of roll call.
Can you list the candidates?
Yes. The candidates for this one are Tom Reich and Jared Jones. First, I'll ask everybody to stand who would like to vote for Tom Reich.
For Tom Reich. Okay. All right. Anybody standing over here? Anybody standing over here? One, two.
I am standing.
You are? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27.
All right, all who would like to vote for Jared Jones, please stand.
All right, so you're standing, Greg? 1, do you get a vote or no?
No.
1, 2, 3, are you standing, Greg? Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Jared Jones, look at me, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. I have 46. Almost not 47.
All right, and all who would like to vote for Noda, please rise. Whoa.
That's a rare.
All right, congratulations, Jared. You are the new at-large 1 rep. We will now move on to at-large Rep 3, and I will, without objection, I'll also do standing to vote. Is there any objection? Okay, having heard none, we will call the vote. Everybody.
Omar.
Everybody.
Omar and Noda.
No, Michael Hamlin dropped out. So everybody who would like to vote for Omar, please stand.
Wait, can I see them?
Yeah, we don't need to count this, I don't think. All right, please be seated.
Who's voting for Noda? Who's the one? Give me the one that's voting Noda. All right, I'm voting Noda. All right, we got one. There you go, one Noda.
Congratulations, Omar. New at-large 3 rep.
You want to say something, Omar?
One small thing, Michael Hamlin, thank you very much. Originally you wanted to run, and then this time came about, but I'm happy that you're still gonna do the EC run, and that we both will serve, because he has a lot of energy, and he's ready to go, like me, so, thank you, Michael.
Okay, at this time, we will break for regional caucuses. We will have 15 minutes to break for regional caucuses and elect your new region reps. Yes?
Can you explain to people who are visiting different conventions what's going to happen now?
Yes, we are all, I guess you would say where, I mean, which region. You're going to find your people in your region. You guys are going to discuss a caucus amongst yourselves, choose someone to be the new region rep.
Does everybody know what region they're in? Yeah.
Does everybody here know what region they're in?
Is there anybody here that doesn't know what region you're in? Okay, what county are you in?
Hillsborough County.
Okay, you're in region
8.
You're in 8. You're McBreedy, stand up. Okay, follow him. Who else didn't know? Polk County. Lynn. Follow Lynn. You're still the region rep for now. So follow Lynn. Who else doesn't know? All right. Follow McBreedy. All right. Who doesn't know now? Is there anybody that doesn't know what region they're in? Caucus up, people. Hey, McBreedy, bring it to the front.
It's 5 o'clock. At 5:15, we'll stop. The caucus will end.
Call your lead Charlotte, right here. Call your lead in Charlotte.
Hey, Pasco, Hernando, Hillsborough over here. And Pinellas.
Call your lead Charlotte over here.
Hey, Pasco over here, tough guy.
One, two, three. Well, is anybody running for region? Two candidates.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay, all right. There's only one person nominated, so it's Jamie. All those in favor of Jamie, say aye. All right, all those in favor, no, to raise their hand. Jamie gets Hey, hold on.
People would just, my blessing would be to include everybody, not to
All right, guys. Let's go do what you gotta do. We gotta be back at 15. We still have to do the rules. So this was having it done tonight. Yeah, we have to be out
Checking out your setup, man. Streaming live?
No, just recording it. I was going to stream it live, but I've got no hardwire internet.
Oh, okay.
So I just got to record it and upload it later.
Yeah.
When you stream it live, what software do you use?
Wirecast.
Wirecast. Do you have extra seats on Wirecast? Like some of your favorite music?
No, it's actually licensed to just, I think you can put it on 2 machines. So you've got it on your desktop or laptop.
I'm using Bambuja for streaming it. YouTube Live. One so far. I can't use YouTube. But Kevin, I know